Welcome back, Ophiuchus. All right. Hey, let's get into this. So, Ophiuchus, as you can see, we've got the ancestors kicking it, having a little outdoor party. And so, if we're going to talk about the ancestors on the other side of the veil, kind of overseeing everything, they're kind of in a jolly mood. And so, they might have some blunt but straightforward thoughts to share with Ophiuchus. And so, what is it that they see that Ophiuchus might not? And it says Ophiuchus is not stuck. There is nothing trapping Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is a free spirit. They come across as an independent thinker. They come across as someone that is, like boldly going where others may fear to tread. But I feel like they get a kick out of this. It's like the ancestors go, "Oh man, Ophiuchus, we never know what you're going to do next. You're the most variable descendant we have. We love watching because we don't even know what comes next. We just know that you'll go for the different experiences. And regardless of what Ophiuchus chooses, it will change their timeline. I kind of think that in this storyline, I'm inclined right now to say, is it that our Ophiuchus is actually perhaps perhaps this Ophiuchus is more capable of leaping from one style of life to another in a way that most characters cannot, and the ancestors are just like, oh, this is a like a rule breaker, or a, what do I want to say, a trailblazer. Like, we don't know what to expect from a Fucus. They will do the unexpected. They can sense all the different timelines that the Akashic records hold, and all we know is that a Fucus is a timeline hopper. They don't feel the need to only do one thing their whole life. A Fucus seems to be the kind who says, when I'm ready for a change, I go with my gut instinct. I don't know exactly what's ahead. I only know when I'm supposed to embrace the next layer of life, the next timeline shift. If the ancestors are sitting here enjoying and chuckling and being baffled by, it's like they're eating popcorn watching a movie, and they're like, what do you think Ophiuchus is going to do next? I don't know. Our Ophiuchus is such an independent soul. They do the unexpected. I mean, Ophiuchus might literally be someone who from time to time, literally rolls a dice, and whatever it comes up, they're like, okay, I just got four. All right, I wonder if the number four is going to be important today. I'm going to notice fours. And they might literally go with the flow of that. They're like, in 4 hours, I'm going to leave my house. And then I'm going to drive 4 blocks, and then I'm going to turn left. And then I'm going to see, where do I end up? What's the fourth business on the left? And I'm going to go into that business because I feel like today is a four kind of day. Like, this could literally be an Ophiuchus that not even the ancestors can figure out what the hell Ophiuchus is going to do next, because they aren't burdened by too many constraints about, like, well, these are the rules, this is how you have to live, this is what you must do. It feels with this, it's not erratic and confused. It's that I think Ophiuchus has the ability to say, when I sense that I need a change and I don't know what the change is, that's when I surrender it to the universe. And I say, universe, give me a sign, baby. Give me a sign. I know something needs to change. I know I want to get out of a rut. I'm so willing to walk into the unknown. That is a very cool character. That is like, I can see why the ancestors are sitting here drinking soda pop, singing little songs, chuckling, laughing, because I can see that they would be um, enjoying not knowing what their descendants are going to do. When we have this Six of Wands here in the reverse, there is nothing about Ophiuchus that does it for the applause. Ophiuchus doesn't give a rat's patootie whether or not other people are watching them, admiring them, whether they're going to be famous. It's the last thing on Ophiuchus's mind. They don't do anything for the glory of others. That's actually really awesome. Hey, Annie. Yes, exactly, Annie. I love it. That's exactly what I liked about this backdrop, too. And the ancestors are chuckling over us mortals a little bit in the nice way, while pointing stuff out also. It's funny because if Ophiuchus is at a place, and the ancestors may really understand why Ophiuchus operates in this way, why they're so ready to make changes. It is because Ophiuchus has had to. This is somebody who doesn't fear what others think of them because they're saying, I didn't have people that supported me before. You know, I don't want to have regrets because I've already dealt with some of those. And not changing, being stuck, feeling like something isn't going the way you want it to, and dwelling in that makes you feel bad. So I may as well say, damn, anything's better than lingering in the I don't know what to do about something. All I know is that something didn't work out and I'm clinging to it and I'm disappointed by it. It's interesting because this Ophiuchus became brave and doesn't care what anybody thinks about them and is willing to take steps into the great unknown precisely because they have not had an easy life. They haven't had things handed to them. They haven't had successes. They haven't had support. They've had more disappointments than wins. But the beautiful thing, and the thing that the ancestors are applauding, is you're freaking fantastic. Ophiuchus, look at the way you've been doing things. Did I say Scorpio? I'm sorry, I just did a Scorpio video. Forgive me if I called Ophiuchus Scorpio at some point. But they are not in a place where they fear the unknown because it's like, listen, I know what the known is sometimes and it sucked. So why not go for the unknown? I'm not afraid of that because I know it's going to be better than the regret or the unhappiness or the feeling of not getting what I want. So I may as well just step into the unknown. It's a very, very brave character. And it does say that Ophiuchus at times feels like, well, I have nothing to lose. It doesn't make them reckless, though. It just makes them confident, and they don't really have the same hangups that other people have. We got the Eight of Cups in the reverse. You know what? This attitude is bringing them back around to themselves, is bringing them back around to something that is either supposed to be theirs or it's bringing them back around to a place. There's movement forward, but it's also bringing them back to addressing something, some kind of unhappiness. I do feel like this Ophiuchus, even though I've been making light of it up until now, because this Ophiuchus is a freaking fantastic person, but this unhappiness that they have known, they are perhaps just now starting to address how much that impacted them. They're coming back around to saying, I get why I am the way I am. I get why I will do the brave thing, why I will go where no one else goes, why I will take those chances to, step up and say, well, I got to make a change. I'm going to move to a new city. I don't know anybody there, but I've certainly not had happiness where I was at with a bunch of people that I knew, so I may as well move on. They're realizing that a lot of their courage and a lot of their motivation to move forward in life has been because they haven't found the support or the satisfaction or the happiness that they have wanted to find. So it is like this character is an explorer because they haven't actually found the baseline of where they wanted to be. The only thing is the ancestors are saying, that's right. You haven't found the place that you deserve to be because it's still up ahead. Don't settle for crummy places and crummy situations. Keep moving forward. Let that be your motivation to move forward. You deserve better. You're leveling up. You're changing your own timeline because you're not going to settle for things that are not actually happy. It's unfortunate that our Ophiuchus hasn't had the kind of happiness or the support, but to their credit, they know it and they said, I don't like this. This sucks. I'm going to go on. I'm going to move forward. That is an amazing thing. They don't get bitter. They don't get into pity party mode. They get determined to make their life better or to at least go seek something else without fear. That is huge. That really speaks of a character that is, they have every right to maybe sit down and have a good cry, but they don't really do that. They say, well, this kind of sucks. So I guess, I don't want to tolerate that. I really don't like it. I'm going to move. I'm going to change. I'm going to go different places. I'm going to do different things. I'm going to meet different people. This is the making of the Empress energy. It doesn't matter if our Ophiuchus is masculine or feminine. Technically, this comes in with Libra Taurus energy as well. But this is what makes an Empress an Empress. Like, how does an Empress become, somebody that is nurturing and kind? Probably because they know what it feels like to not be nurtured and to not have kindness And that is something they wanted to develop in themselves. Sometimes they've been the recipient of it and they carry on a wonderful like tradition of it. But other times they have learned to be more compassionate, to have a broader view because of what they've been through. How does an Empress learn how to become super successful in things like business? Because they either, maybe they went to school and got a degree in business, or maybe they went through life experience in the school of hard knocks in order to learn how to actually like build something. They have life skills, they have survival skills, they have compassion skills, they have like their human heart has been developed. This, everything that our character is, that we're seeing our Ophiuchus like come to this culmination of being the best version of themselves. Hey, Delinda, great to see you, honey. We're seeing this Ophiuchus rise because of everything they've been through, and in spite of everything that they've been through. But I gotta say, the ancestors are cheering them on, saying, we don't know exactly which timeline they're going to pick for themselves, but this is a character who makes their destiny. And it's, they make it through their own like tenacity, through their own willpower, through their own determination. By the way, just as a side note, Aries has never in all of his 3.5 years of life been so attuned to, I don't know what it sounds, I can't hear. He always is a good little protector, but something is different since last night. There's little tiny sounds that are, I don't know what he's hearing, but they're not sounds that I can pick up on. Yes, he was smelling some other animal, like an animal he doesn't normally smell, and he forced me to take him back outside so he could track it one more time. But there's also some extra alertness in the energy field right now for my dog. I'm sorry, I'm just mentioning that because you just heard him bark, but if you watch the Taurus video, I had to do 2 Taurus videos and I have to do another one for Gemini as well, because he grumbled and sang his little grumble dog song through an entire 10.5 minute long Taurus video last night. I'm only mentioning that because I feel like there are energies around maybe Ophiuchus that make me think of this, in this fictional storyline, that maybe only Ophiuchus can hear the sound of the direction that their destiny should go, because not even the ancestors know what Ophiuchus is going to do next. They're taking chances, but they're listening to their instinct. It's a song only the Empress can hear. So wherever this Ophiuchus is headed, whatever they're making for themselves in this lifetime, it is something very unique to them, and it may be bringing them, it's like following their own heart song. It is inscribed on their bone or tattooed on their bones as well. There is somebody that they're headed for. This is not a 2 of Cups card. It is actually a 2 of Pentacles, but I always read it like it's a 2 of Cups, simply because, and the 2 of Cups card in this deck is the most gorgeous 2 of Cups card I've ever seen, but this is kind of a close second. There's, the 2 halves of the butterfly wings tattooed on the skulls. This is like a very past life individual that our Ophiuchus is destined to meet. They are on the path to do that. If they have felt like they've been out there swinging in the wind with no support around them, never really had like that close-knit group around them, never found their, we could call it their one true love, but it's a little more than that. It's like their person, their other half. They are headed straight toward that person at this point. In fact, all of the steps that they've made, their ability to let go of things, their ability to change course, change direction, go different ways, listen to their own heart, is leading them exactly to where they're supposed to be. They, how the bees have like that invisible little pathway that they can see and human eyes can't, to help them find their way to their hive, but also to flowers. It's like a chemical signature that they can see, as if it's like a little trail that's marked for them, but we can't see it. It's like that. Like this Ophiuchus has that, or they can hear things that, like I say, only my dog can hear. But there's something different going on around this character. But even the ancestors are a little bit like, we see you doing it. We just don't know where you're going next. We can't predict if you're going right or left. I feel like the ancestors like putting money on it. Like, okay, I think Ophiuchus is going to make a left turn up here. Oh, no, they went right. Oh, but look, they're doing a roundabout and coming back around. I feel like they're watching Ophiuchus and cheering Ophiuchus on, because they know Ophiuchus is living a life that is so perfect for themselves. So very authentically themselves. And it's weird because they are very tapped into their own, either their past life coordinates or their own like ancestry is somehow a part of this. There's a deeper wisdom for this Ophiuchus. There's something a little different about them. There's something a little bit, I don't know, something unique about Ophiuchus. They are very much a product of their ancestors, but they also are completely unique from their ancestors. There's something where they're like a true soul. I don't know what I mean when I say that, actually. I've never said that before. But this nine of cups and this hanged man, this has been the plan that Ophiuchus has had, maybe for multiple lifetimes. But they are always going to be master of their own ship. They are always how do I say this? It's like they've been getting aligned for this perfect destiny for a while, but the timing had to come into play. Their skill set, it's like, think of how sometimes people are ahead of their time, right? You know, we can have these great inventors and they can conceive of things before we even have the technology that is able to like validate what they hypothesize, like the sliding filament theory of how muscles contract. That was hypothesized before we could actually even have, like, you know, the microscope's powerful enough to see that those little myosin and actin heads were going to be interacting and calcium would play a role. But yet a brilliant mind could conceive of that. And then it took, I think it was after his death, that this scientist's hypothesized idea on how muscles contract was actually proven. And it's like, how can you be that spot on when you can't even see it? Because the timing had to catch up with the subconscious advancement of this character. They've known where they needed to be, but maybe their person wasn't available yet, wasn't ready yet. But somehow Ophiuchus, where they're meant to be, the life they're supposed to live, they already could sense it, see it. Maybe they're, you know, a bit of a mystic. Maybe they've known where they're supposed to be, but the location hadn't been built for them yet. If you build it, they will come. Um, sorry, Field of Dreams just popped into my head there. Love me some Kevin Costner. This feels like it's all been about the timing, not really about Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus has been ready to pack up and go at any moment. Ophiuchus has been rambling a bit, trying to figure out where they fit, where they belong, when they've known all along. It's just the location or the person wasn't prepared for them until now. This is just now blossoming. No wonder the ancestors are like, we don't know what you're doing. We only know that you're going to surprise us too. It's because Ophiuchus can see a timeline that wasn't actually all organized yet. Like if you want to cross a river, but the bridge isn't built yet, but you know you have to get to the other side of that river, and you just simply are drawn to it, and you stand there and you go, okay, in 3 years, I'm crossing that. That bridge doesn't exist, but it's like I can see the bridge already. How is it that I got there already? Because I think this Ophiuchus is a mystic. Okay, I'm going to leave this one here. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I got to get caught up on some of the other zodiacs first. We shall see, Emmy. If I can squeeze in a Capricorn, I will. April O'Neill, great to see you. Delinda, thank you, honey. Wovencraft, you angel, thank you. MC Duke Nukem, not interested. Hey, it's a two-way street. I'm so not interested either in whatever that comment is. So right on. We're on the same wavelength of not interested. You guys, thanks for hanging with me. Lots of love. I'll see you guys later. Take care.